John, I want to start by talking about the preparation for this war, or I should say lack of preparation, perhaps, for this war. Now, you were in the agency in 2003 when the lead up to the invasion of Iraq began, the last major U.S. adventure in the region. Tell us what role intelligence agencies played, like the CIA, like the Defense Intelligence Agency, to prepare a country to go to a war on this scale. And what do you remember from that period, if you had any involvement?
Sure. Sure. DIA, the Defense Intelligence Agency, takes the lead in bringing together a list of potential targets. Then they share that list with CIA military analysts. The CIA military, political, and economic analysts prepare analyses for the president, the Secretary of State, and the Secretary of Defense, the National Security Advisor, uh, trying to more or less predict what the responses are going to be from the Iranian leadership, the Iranian government, the Iranian oil sector, the intelligence service, et cetera, et cetera. And then operationally, the CIA, in the lead up to the war and the immediate aftermath of the initial attacks, is trying to recruit Iranian ambassadors, Iranian intelligence service station chiefs around the world, anybody inside the IRGC, to try to get that inside information and disrupt the decision making process. But Joe, I can't help but to think that this time was much different. You know, you hear a lot about off the shelf, what are called off the shelf war plans. And certainly there are plans to invade almost every country in the world. They can just pull them off the shelf and implement them. And then they're updated every year. It seems like there was just simply no plan this time. This was done almost on a whim. And it was done in a way that seriously damaged American credibility, in that we engaged the Iranians in, apparently, in talks to head off an armed conflict, and instead we just used that as cover to keep them back on their heels so that they wouldn't expect the invasion, not invasion, but the attack that eventually came. Joe, I happened to be in Abu Dhabi and Dubai just a few days before the attack, and I met with I met with both government ministers and with very senior members of the royal family, and they all asked me the same thing. They said, "Do you think he's going to attack? Because we genuinely don't know."
Wait a minute,
And
you're talking
to
about now, Trump, you're talking about, not the
Trump,
not 2003.
right,
Okay.
right. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
So just a few weeks ago, they asked me, "Do you think he'll actually attack?" We don't know, because you'll recall a year ago, Donald Trump dismissed dozens and dozens of career ambassadors, nonpartisan, professional diplomats, dismissed them all, and has never replaced them. There is no American ambassador in Abu Dhabi. There is no American ambassador in Bahrain. There is no American ambassador in Kuwait or in Dubai. They're gone. Those positions are vacant. And so there's no dialogue going back and forth between these ostensible allies. And so they genuinely don't have any idea what the White House is planning to do.
Now, were there military attachés in these embassies that are functioning?
There are, but military attaches belong to the Defense Attaché Program, which is an intelligence collection position.
Hmm,
They aren't there to offer intelligence, they're there to collect it.
I
And then there's
see.
something called FMC, Foreign Military, I forget what. They're there just to sell weapons and weapon systems. So the diplomacy has to be done at the ambassadorial level, or if there's no ambassador, at the charge d'affaires level. But the charge d'affaires is whoever happens to be the senior most person in the embassy, and it can change from day to day. This is no way to run a war. It's no way to run a State Department.